Shalom. All right, first and foremost, if I get started, I'm going to give all honor and glory and power to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem HaKodash. I want to say double honors. Ty Elders, our great apostles, great millstone, GMS, you know, who rule well and teach well, being a great example to Israel. Right, man, the elects, and peace and blessings. So I hope they look on the four corner, pushing the truth and sincerity. All right, the great song that you brought in the Bible. I just come with a little quick lesson. All right, through the spirit of power you have by Shema Shai, as you can see on the screen. All right, the files of UFOs, you know, so-called aliens to be released, according to President Trump. Like I say, he want to release those files, you know, give a good, you know, good chuckle. All right, but when it comes down to the Epstein's file, you know, they still want to hold back. But nevertheless, all right, this is you know, kind of funny. All right, because they call them aliens. All right, and we all know a term goes back to the you know, back at times of slavery, you know, when our forefathers and our foremothers, they were singing a song which was called a Negro spiritual song, and they were singing, swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. So what was those chariots that they were singing about? You know, what were they was telling those chariots to swing low for? All right, because them chariots always have been around. Those are our salvation vehicles, man. They are the angels of the Lord. They always been around. All right, and before, when you go into the time of slavery, all right, let's look that up. When did airplanes exist? Right? We just say it like that. Come about, right? And let's see what it says. See, it said airplane was invented by Wilbur and Oliver Wright, which achieved the first power control of sustained heavier than a earth flight. It said December 17, 1903. You see, the slaves goes back way back, right? 16, 19, you can say the 1500s, but it's record, you know, 16, 19, 16, 20. All right, so what would our forefathers sing into? All right, the chariots of the Lord. So I'm gonna let this video play. Lord willing, y'all brothers to be edified while I lay down. Check this out. As the pseudo of Esau, all right, is not gonna help him. All right, prophecy is at hand.
All right, glad to have you with us here once again, George.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good.
I love anniversaries. We love anniversaries here. We're doing an anniversary show, if you will, for NIDS, the National Institute for Discovery Science. 30 years ago was formed. Basically, Robert Bigelow here in Las Vegas had a lot to do with that. You were right on top of it, of course. From day one. What's a quick short sentence on how you could describe what NIDS was, because it lasted for about 10 years, what it was and what it did?
I'll give you the background first.
Okay.
So Robert Bigelow started funding UFO research early 90s. He had called me up after UFOs, The Best Evidence aired in 1989, said, boy, that was great. Can I help you out? He wanted to support our research. Said, no, you can't do that, but it would be great to get to know him. And he started giving grants to some of the big names in the field. Dr. John Mack of Harvard, Linda Howe, Stanton Friedman, and funding his own research, funding their research. And then he offered $1 million, put it on the table for the big UFO organizations to split. He said, you're always needing money to do investigations. Here's $1 million. All you got to do is get along. Well, they didn't. And so he decided to create his own.
And that's how you know these are Edomites. All right, Obadiah. See, the Lord had put the spirit on them, all right, to search that. That's why Obadiah said, "Thou set thy nest among the stars." All right, those nests going to what? The satellites, the space station, NASA. You know, and that's how they doing it. You know, and here it is. The elder, not Zakba, he did a lesson on Esau saying that they found heaven. You see, the Edomites is losing. You know, but guess what? They pseudoscience, all right, it's failing them, man. That's why they're going to have to come on with the come on, all right, dealing with this charagma. All right? And once again, those chariots that they speaking about, the outside force, all right, is what? The angels of the Lord, man. All right? That's how you know our salvation is nearer than we believe.
Create his own organization, not only looking at UFOs, and are we alone in the universe? But at the other big question of human existence, what happens when we die? Is that it? Or does something go on? Because Bigelow was familiar with a lot of experiences of people who seem to live outside their body, the consciousness that doesn't just end when we die. It's not created by our brain. So he wanted to get together a bunch of people, a science advisory board, and then create a boots-on-the-ground team to go out into the field and research it, directed by that science advisory board, and tackle.
You see that means of going to search because they're trying to find out life and death? The scriptures say, "Seek ye out the book of the Lord and read." You see? The life and death is in the scriptures. All right, Ecclesiastes 3. All right, it says when a person, all right, sleeps or so-called die, their body go to the ground, but the spirit goes back to the Most High who gave it. And the spirit going to the fourth dimension. All right, it's outside this world. Not this bullshit ass heaven that they proclaim to have, the angels flying in the sky. No.
To tackle the two biggest questions that exist.
Colm Kelleher was involved quite a bit with that. In fact, we found an old interview. I love pouring through the old stuff. We found an old interview with Colm Kelleher talking about what it was. This had to be shortly after it was formed. I'm guessing 97 or 98 when this interview with Colm was done, and he describes what it was all about.
We think NIDS is in a better position than many of the other organizations around right now because we begin where most UFO organizations stop. In other words, once the report goes up on many people's website, the investigation stops. We send people out to the spot where the event has happened. We interview eyewitnesses, face to face. We collect any evidence using standard police methodology, and then we go through the whole business of scientific analysis. And scientific analysis gets really expensive. So the volunteer business of investigating UFOs is really a thing of the past if you want to get answers.
And what's the ultimate aim? To solve these mysteries?
The aim is to get the facts, because our position right now is, out of the hundreds, if not thousands, of people who are reporting unusual phenomena to us, there's a small percentage which cannot be explained. About 10% of the calls that we get, we cannot explain. We can explain about 90%. But those 10...
Yeah, that's it. Why? Because it's given up to the prophets who have the 100% truth, starting with the apostles of Elder Great Millstone. You see? These devils ain't got it all. All right? The Lord said he had appointed to him a bound that he cannot pass. So that's according to his knowledge. All right? That's according to his ability to bring forth the wicked devices. Everything the Most High has set a bound to him that he cannot overpass, man. Beautiful, you have about Shema Shai.
But those 10% represent a significant minority right across the country of people who are encountering something that's really unusual. So we think there's enough evidence right now to justify substantial investment from the scientific community into investigating these phenomena.
Okay, that is the key question.
Hey, the scriptures say, all right, look up, for your redemption draw nigh. All right? There's more signs than ever, people seeing, all right, our salvation vehicles, man, as in UFOs, UAPs. All right? Hey, we almost there, man. Just keep fighting. Continue to fear the Lord. Continue to pray. Yahweh Shema Shabbat Shalom.